Good morning, students. In today's class, I am going to explain you the essay by Oliver Goldsmith. And the title of the essay is The Man in Black. But before we begin with the text, I would like to mention a few words about Oliver Goldsmith. Oliver Goldsmith was an English poet, playwright, novelist, and a man of letters, and also one of the most prominent essayists of the 18th century. He was known for his plays She Stoops to Conquer and The Good-Natured Man. His novel The Vicar of Wakefield and his pastoral poem The Deserted Village. This essay, The Character of the Man in Black, is originally published in the Public Ledger and appears in Goldsmith's most popular essay collection, The Citizen of the World, letter number 26. Though Goldsmith said that the man in black was modelled on his father, who was an Anglican curate, but some critics are of the opinion that the character bears a striking resemblance to the author. Okay, and now we'll begin with the text, letter number 26, The Character of the Man in Black, with some instances of his inconsistent conduct. Notice that the title of the essay or the letter 26 is self-revelatory and informs the reader that this piece of writing describes the character of a man in black, exemplifying about his inconsistent conduct, or we can say contradictory nature or personality. So let's begin with the text. Though fond of many acquaintances, I desire an intimacy only with a few. The man in black, whom I have often mentioned, is one whose friendship I could wish to acquire, because he possesses my esteem. His manners, it is true, are tinctured with some strange inconsistencies, and he may be justly termed a humorist in a nation of humorists. So we see that the author in this paragraph introduces us to his friend, the man in black, whose friendship he values and whom he admires and respects a lot. And he says that his character, this man, the man in black, is a man of contradictory personality, a man of inconsistent nature. Though he is generous even to profusion, he affects to be thought a prodigy of parsimony and prudence. This means, though he is generous even to profusion, this means that he is a very generous and a liberal kind of a person who spends his money for others. He affects to be thought a prodigy of parsimony and prudence. But he tries to show that he spends money very carefully and he acts very wisely. Though his conversation be replete with the most sordid and selfish maxims, his heart is dilated with the most unbounded love. I have known him profess himself a man-hater, while his cheek was glowing with compassion. And while his looks were softened into pity, I have heard him use the language of the most unbounded ill nature. So the author tells us that this man in black, is a kind, generous and compassionate man. He cares for others, he wants to help others and shares with others. But he pretends to not care about the well-being of others. In a way, he is ashamed of his kindness and for his benevolence. Some affect humanity and tenderness, others boast of having such dispositions from nature. But he is the only man I ever knew who seemed ashamed of his natural benevolence. So there are people in the world who pretend to be humane, to be kind and tender. And there are others who boast about their tenderness and their kindness. But here is a man, this man in black, who is ashamed of his natural kindness, his natural benevolence, who is kind by nature. But he is the only man I ever knew who seemed ashamed of his natural benevolence. He takes as much pains to hide his feelings as any hypocrite would to conceal his indifference. But on every unguarded moment, the mask drops off and reveals him to the most superficial observer. So while he pretends to have a disliking for mankind, that he don't want to help the poor, but actually he is not very good at pretending to be, and he do not practice what he preaches or what he says about himself. Then in the second paragraph, he says, in one of our late excursions into the country, happening to discourse upon means they were discussing about the provision that was made for the poor in England. So they were discussing about the provisions that were made in England for the poor. He seemed amazed how any of his countrymen could be so foolishly weak. Foolishly weak here means that they are so sentimental as to relieve occasional objects of charity, when the laws had made such ample provision for their support. He says that according to the laws of the England, people who are poor, they are supported by the government. In every parish house means the house for the poor, for the homeless, he says the poor are supplied with food, clothes, fire and a bed to lie on. They want no more. I desire no more myself. Yet still they seem discontented, means still they remain dissatisfied. I am surprised at the inactivity of our magistrates in not taking up such vagrants. Vagrants means these homeless people, the vagabonds, who are only a weight upon the industrious. Means they are like a weight upon the society, upon those people who work hard and who earn money. I am surprised that the people are found to relieve them. Means he says that he is surprised at why people help them, when they must be at the same time sensible that it is in some measure encourages idleness. Because when they help these poor people, indirectly they help laziness or idleness, extravagance and imposture. Were I to advise any man for whom I had the least regard, I would caution him by all means not to be imposed upon by their false pretenses. So, what he is trying to tell the author, this man in black, that actually these poor people, they pretend, they just show that they are poor, and actually they are lazy people who don't want to work. Then he further says, let me assure you, sir, they are impostors. They are the lazy people who pretend, every one of them, and rather merit a prison than relief. And actually they deserve a prison house and not a poor house. So in the second paragraph, Oliver Goldsmith actually he satirizes the social and political system of contemporary society, and he says that the poor people, they actually need the minimum they have minimum basic requirements, but still they are not provided with all those things, and that's why they have to beg from other people. Then the third paragraph, he was proceeding in this strain earnestly to dissuade me from an imprudence of which I am seldom guilty. So in this way they were just talking and discussing on this matter, and he was giving his views, the man in black, and he tries to discourage the author for his imprudence. Means the author acts promptly when someone asks him for help. Then suddenly what happens? An old man who still had about him the remnants of tattered finery implored our compassion. An old man appears there when they were talking, when they were discussing on this matter, and he requested for their help. He assured us that he was no common beggar, but forced into the shameful profession to support a dying wife and 5 hungry children. Being prepossessed against such falsehoods, his story had not the least influence upon me. Means the author remains unaffected. But it was quite otherwise with the man in black. I could see it visibly operate upon his countenance. Countenance means on his face, and effectually interrupt his harangue. Means harangue here means his speech. He was discussing about something with the author, but he just stops there, and the author could easily perceive that his heart burned to relieve the 5 starving children, but he seemed ashamed to discover his weakness to me. So he wants to pretend before the author. While he thus hesitated between compassion and pride, I pretended to look another way, and he seized this opportunity of giving the poor petitioner a piece of silver, bidding him at the same time, in order that I should here go work for his bread and not tease passengers with such impertinent falsehoods for the future. So this man in black, he promptly helps this poor beggar, but he also pretends that actually he don't want to help him, and he even scolds that beggar just to show the author. So in the second paragraph, we see that the man in black, he is very much concerned about the poor, and he complains to the author of how ignorant the countrymen or wealthy people are to the state of living of the poor people. He says that the poor only want a few basic things, the minimum basic things like food, housing, clothes, and a little warmth, but they cannot obtain those things due to the negligence of the more fortunate or the rich people. And here in the third paragraph, he just exemplifies, he gives an example that the man in black, he gives a beggar a piece of silver. But when doing so, he appeared ashamed. He is very conscious to present his weakness to the author. The man has too much pride to show his feelings for the less fortunate people. So in this way, the first 3 paragraphs of this essay we have done today, and tomorrow we'll continue with the essay in the next video. Thank you.